Fitness crew. Hey everyone, welcome to Yoga with Jenna. I'm so excited for today because today is a mobility day. So that'll be our focus. But we are going to warm up just a little bit just so that way we are warm going into these stretches and these poses. So we're going to go ahead, lift up our arms, inhaling, swan diving forward into a forward fold. Coming up for halfways. Coming back down into forward fold. Walking our hands forward into plank. Coming down into hovering, where only the palms of our hands, the balls of our feet, and our toes are in contact with the mat, nothing else. Coming into upward dog. Tucking our toes underneath for downward dog. Walking our hands in towards our feet. Forward fold. Coming up to halfways. Back down to forward fold. And slowly rolling up. Breathing in, raising up our arms, swan diving into a forward fold. Coming up into halfways, back to forward fold. Walking our hands forward into plank. Coming into hovering. Coming into upward dog. Tucking our toes underneath for downward dog. Walking those hands in. Forward fold. Coming to halfways. Forward fold. And slowly rolling up. Breathing in, raising up our arms. Swan diving into a forward fold. Coming up to halfways. Back into forward fold. Walking our hands out into plank. Coming into hovering. Coming into upward dog. Tucking our toes underneath to get into downward dog. Stepping that right foot forward to come into a crescent lunge. Bringing the hands down. Stepping that right leg back. Stepping that left foot forward to come into crescent lunge. Bringing our hands down, stepping back into plank, to downward facing dog, walking our hands in for forward fold, coming up to halfways, coming back down to forward fold, and slowly rolling up. Breathing in, raising our arms up, swan diving into a forward fold, coming up to halfways, coming back down into forward fold, walking our hands forward into plank, coming into hovering, coming into upward dog, tucking our toes underneath for downward dog, stepping that right foot forward to come into crescent lunge. Bringing those hands down, stepping that right foot back, stepping that left foot forward, coming into crescent lunge on the left side. Bringing our hands back down, coming into plank, coming into hovering, coming into upward dog, tucking our toes underneath for downward dog, walking our hands in, forward fold, coming up to halfways, back down to forward fold, and slowly rolling up. Okay, so the first pose we're going to do is actually going to be a little bit of a flow, but it's really great for mobility. If your knee cannot bend like this, if there's any movement in this video that you cannot do, always feel free to do a different movement. Always feel free to go into child's pose, to go into seated saddle, to do it with eagle arms if you would like. It's just so that way you feel like you're still a part of this, because I want you to feel a part of it, even if there's certain things that you may have limitations on. So we're on our right, the ball of our right foot. We're on the heel of our left. And we're going to go ahead and switch. And we're going to switch. Dang it. And we're going to switch. 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 From there, we're going to come to the center. We're going to sit our feet down. We're going to go ahead and spread out our feet. And what we're going to do is lean forward for a straddled forward fold. And we're going to go ahead and come to that right leg. And we're going to walk our hands over to the left leg. We're going to go ahead and roll up, close our legs, bring our arms up overhead, and fall forward. And slowly rolling up. We're going to go ahead and bring our left knee to a bent position. We're going to aim to grab our right leg, and we're just going to hold it straight up and out to the right side just a little bit. All right, going ahead, bringing your right knee to a bent position, extending that left leg up and out. All right, going ahead, releasing that left leg, keeping that right knee bent. We're going to go ahead and come into a pigeon position. Let me just fix something on my watch super quick. Okay, so you can start off with your hands on the mat. From there, the next progression is to go ahead and come onto your forearms. And then the final progression is extending your arms and having your head on the mat, your forehead at least on the mat. From there, we're going to walk our hands in. We're going to go ahead and bend that back left leg and pull on the foot to get a nice stretch in your quad. Releasing that back foot. Going ahead, releasing that right leg as well. Going ahead, kicking it out, moving it around. There you go. Now we're going to go ahead and bring our left knee in front of us. Our knees bent. Again, you can start from your hands for pigeon pose. Once you get past that, you can go ahead and get onto your forearms, or you can extend your hands out and have your forehead on the mat. We're going to go ahead and lock our hands back in. We're going to reach for our right foot, grab at it, so we can get a nice stretch on our quad. And releasing that right leg. Going ahead, bringing that left leg back, doing some leg circles, kicking it out a bit. Perfect. All right, we're going to go ahead. We're going to come into a supine position. We're going to take our left leg, cross it over and around our right. Keep those knees bent. With our palms on the mat, we're going to go ahead and turn our lower body to the right. Lifting those legs up from the right side, we're going to go ahead and switch to have our right leg going over and around our left. We're going to go ahead and fall to the left-hand side, trying to keep our shoulders on the mat. Bringing it back to the center, we're going to go ahead and bring those knees close together. We're going to interlace our hands on our shins, and we're going to pull in for the knee to chest stretch. Now holding on to only the left leg, extending that right leg out but not touching the mat. And switching sides. And switching sides. And switching sides. Now for the following, what we're going to do is I'm going to start in bridge, but we are going to get into wheel. However, if you're not comfortable going into wheel, then just go ahead and stick with bridge. So we're going to lift up our bottoms, try to have it where our shoulders and our feet and our arms are, and our head, of course, are only in contact with the mat. Going ahead and releasing, bringing the bottoms of your feet towards each other and opening up your knees, turning your palms to face the sky. And closing up those knees, having your feet back to get ready for the bridge position, turning our palms to facing the mat, coming up, releasing bridge, going ahead, bringing the soles of your feet together, really opening up those knees, facing our palms upward and towards the sky. Closing up our knees, getting onto our feet nice and grounded, having our palms on top of the mat, facing the mat I should say, and lifting up. coming back down, going ahead, bringing the soles of those feet together, opening up the knees, feeling a stretch on the inside of your thighs, facing your palms upward toward the sky. All right, from there, we're going to go ahead and close our knees, bring our feet nice and flat to the ground. I'm going to begin doing wheel. If you want to stay in bridge, by all means, stay in bridge. And up. And coming down, bringing the soles of our feet close together, having our palms face the sky. Bringing our knees in, having our feet grounded, and going in to either bridge or into wheel. In 3, 2, 1, go. And releasing, bringing the soles of our feet to touching each other, having our palms facing the sky. Going ahead, bringing our knees together, having our feet nice and grounded on the mat, and choosing to either go into bridge or wheel for the last time. 3, 2, 1, and go. And slowly coming down, we're going to go ahead and get into a kneeling position. So we can get into half split. And after half split, we're going to get into full split. Now, full split's going to look different for everybody. Maybe your crotch is not going to touch the ground. Mine doesn't. It's okay. There's no judgment. So we're going to have our heel on the mat of our right leg. We're going to go ahead and fall forward for half split. Now we're going to go ahead and extend the left leg behind us and come into a full split, whatever that looks like for you. And pulling that right leg in, going in and coming into a kneeling position, extending that left foot forward, having our foot be on the heel, and falling forward for half split. And extending that right leg back so you can go ahead and come into a full split on the left leg. Bringing that left leg back, we're going to go ahead and come into a child's pose. And coming into a kneeling position, bringing our head to the mat, interlacing our fingers behind us and going ahead and extending them over our head as much as possible. Bringing your interlaced fingers back to the small of your back and then releasing them, coming into a supine position for Shavasana. Nice deep breaths. And what I want you to focus on today is emitting gratitude and love, giving it off, sending it out there, sending it into the universe, sending it to the people that you care about. Make people feel appreciated. Bringing an arm out to our side, bending our knees, turning onto our side, coming into a kneeling or a seated position. I want to say thank you so much for joining me on today's practice. It means the world to me when I have people doing yoga with me. I just think that's so fun. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and or join for exclusive perks and some membership exclusives. All right, I'll see you on the next video. Be well, stay wild.